Hello, everybody, and this is round two. We had a little technical difficulties, but heck, here we are. We're back at it. Hopefully, this has fixed the problem. We should have audio. What the problem was is for some reason, StreamYard actually won't let you stream if you're just sharing a screen and trying to talk over it. I had my image there, but I wasn't sending it to it. But for all y'all out there who's actually trying to do StreamYard, now you know. You can actually do it. All right. Let's just see if some people actually come back to the chat. And we had a few people. It was really kind of them to show up. Hopefully they will show up again. And what we're going to do here is we got the project going live in this spring on Indiegogo. I'm hoping y'all can come and put your email address in there and get some perks. You get a discount if you're on the email list and you buy it on the first day. You'll get a nice discount on the book. Also, we'll be having some free goodies. We had a movie come out. Go out there and check that movie. The movie's really cool. We worked really hard on it. Verse Films did a heck of a job with it. We really appreciate them. So yeah, go get on the mailing list. Mailing list is gonna be huge, huge. I really appreciate y'all. Sweet. We got sound. Thanks, Black Star. We got sound. People can hear it. Videos coming through. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. All right. So what are we doing today? We're working on a concept art piece. Concept art. Now, concept art is actually one of my favorite things to do because there's no wrong way to do it. You just sit there and you start drawing or painting, and whatever you come up with is what you come up with. But I will say that there's definitely ways to get started if you're really trying to come for a particular outcome. And one of the things that people actually tend to do is they start off with no idea in mind, which is okay, but at the same time, it's good to have maybe a little bit of an idea when you're going into something. What you want to do is say you got a sketch, like I did this sketch right here. Did it a couple weeks ago. It's just a rough sketch. I did it with the edge of a #2 pencil, and I just thought it was kind of neat, but also felt like it was kind of there's some problems with the drawing, there's some problems with this and that. But what we can do is we can use that as a base to make a really, really good concept art piece. Now, what we also got here is some images for reference. Got a bunch of images for reference. We got, these are images of Switzerland. Switzerland looks like a beautiful, beautiful place. My family's from there. That's my last name is Siegenthaler. That's where my family's from. Never actually been there, but it looks like a beautiful place. Now, what I wanted to do here with these is you have some foreground that's lush and beautiful and green, and then you also have some background that's kind of stark and cold and rocky and sharp. So you got a good contrast of environments within these images right here. So this is kind of the look that I was wanting to go for, where you have some stark areas and then you also have really pretty lush green places. So that's why we're using these pictures from Switzerland. They're just going to be reference material, so we know exactly kind of what we want to do. We want to have some mountains, we want to have valleys, we want to have real pretty stuff like that. And also, I got some imagery from Cambodia and from China. These are some really pretty places. And for me, you know, I've never been to China or Cambodia or anything like that. To people in the US, a lot of times this stuff looks really, really out there and abstract and foreign, and it really makes you think about things when you see imagery like this. It's like, wow, what's going on here? This is completely different from the way I would actually work. So that's why I use it. And I think anyone out there, you should actually be doing this as well. You should go out there and try and see what you can see. Uh, really helps you out. I'm gonna sit here and look at the chat right quick. We got Black Star out in there in the chat. See if we can get anybody else coming in here. There we go. I just wanted to pull up the chat so I could actually see it. So we got sound, we got some imagery, everything's going good. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually sit here and we're going to do a piece. We're going to do a piece from scratch and just see what happens here. Let me bring this over here. Okay, so here's my drawing board right here that I'm going to be using. Now what I've done is I've broken up the board into thirds. Whenever you're, now there's all sorts of ways you can break up a page. I personally, I like the rule of thirds. It always creates an image that works right from the get-go. It's really simple and easy to use. There's all other types of theories and concepts that you can get into to make an image a little different. But myself, I like the rule of thirds is a good place to start if you're just trying to throw down some information. So what we'll do is we'll put our drawing in here, and I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit. Not sure what size this will be in the image, but it's definitely gonna be a major aspect of the drawing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the female character just right there in that area of the rule of thirds. So we can, because she's going to be the most important piece, or most important aspect in this drawing, this painting, this computer drawing. We're going to do a drawing first, and then we'll get on to painting it at first. So let's just go ahead and put her there. That's a good starting point. And then I also want to put in a horizon line. And I'm just going to grab my drawing brush. That'll be fine. Let me just make it a little bolder, because I'm going to do the horizon line. I think I'm going to do the horizon line right about here. This looks like a good area right there. Maybe I'll do it a little higher. I don't know. Maybe horizon line like that. Maybe she's coming down a hill. That'd be kind of neat. She's coming down a hill. Maybe we'll just bring it down here. You never want to put your horizon line right in the middle of the page. It makes the image kind of boring looking and predictable. Whenever you put stuff right in the middle of the page, unless it's a really strong and it's meant to be right in the middle, like a logo or something like that, then it kind of makes the image look predictable, and that's kind of what we're wanting to stay away from. We don't want to have it be predictable. All right, so we got a horizon line. I'm going to actually bring the drawing of her down a little bit so we can kind of do a little bit of drawing and sketching over the top. So I got my horizon line, I got her, and then what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of drawing here and see what we end up with. I might grab a square brush. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm just going to use the same one I was using, but I'm going to make it big. That will bring down the opacity on it. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Let's bring down the opacity a bit more. Yeah, that's a bit better. And what I want to do is I just want to kind of bring some stuff in here. I can maybe let's do this a little differently here. I'll bring the opacity up, but I'll just draw with a light gray. That'll be a little better, I think. Okay. Oh, I got a window open over here. It's okay. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so maybe what we'll do is, and I'm going back here to think of my reference material. You know, some of these high mountains and cliffs and stuff like that. We want to kind of do something with that. So I don't want anything. Maybe we'll do it kind of rocky. Bring something like that. Kind of like that. Now, it's always good to just kind of block stuff in when you're first getting started. Get the eraser out here. Like that. This is just the way I do it. I mean, there's so many different people you can go out there and learning different methods of concept art and drawing, whatnot. But you know, there's maybe what we'll do is we'll do something like that. And this one's going way up off the screen here. Maybe we'll cut in that a little bit. And we'll do something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I have that on there. There we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this back behind the actual drawing. And then we'll just multiply that for now, just so I can look at it while I draw. Have a frame of reference. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. Kind of liking it. Right. And also, when you're starting this, you kind of want to think of how the picture is going to be broken up. Obviously, she's going to be in the foreground here. Right now, I'm working on basically the background. It's like what's going on here in the background. There we go. Let's just kind of fill that in. Yeah. We'll get something a little lighter and come back in here. It's a little bit darker. And what's going on here? There we go. Tell you what, let me open this one right here. Just want to space the brush out a bit more so it doesn't have quite. Okay. And again, you know, when you're actually starting to work on some brushes and whatnot, it's really up to you. There's no right or wrong brush, you know. So what I'm thinking is maybe we'll put some stuff in, and really what you should be thinking right here is graphically, like what looks good graphically, you know. And that's all I'm trying to do right now is just throw in some stuff that looks interesting graphically. You know? Again, if you're just joining us, doing a concept art piece here, and just going to see what happens today. This is the first time going live. Should be interesting. And right now I'm just kind of playing around with the background to see what I can actually get in a drawing. I think I'm actually starting to see something here that I like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the brush down a little bit, get a little darker brush, and start sketching some stuff in here. I think doesn't need to be that dark. There we go. That'll be perfect. So definitely seeing a what's going on back in here. Again, you know, go back to your reference. Okay, kind of, you know, maybe I can get a lake or something in here. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe something in the foreground right here. Put a lake in, you know, coming off there. So remember, always remember where your horizon line is. Thinking might be some buildings right here. Some linear buildings of some sort right in here. That'd be kind of neat. Got this, maybe there's some buildings back here hanging off the side of a mountain. You know, kind of showed like the town or the city. Let's bring this up above here. Something like that. And then stuff closer here in the foreground, maybe. Have some buildings here. I don't know. We'll just see what happens with that. Anyway, here's the elephant. And the elephant's like, rah, stomping and bomping. Draw some more of it right there. And again, this drawing, it doesn't have to stay intact. It's mainly just for reference for this drawing here. Now I'm going to change it around. She doesn't look that great anyway, so heck, you can just kind of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of it. Do that, and what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and fill this. Bring it down just a smidge, and then we'll just flatten it. That's what we'll do. Merge them layers there. Looks like maybe that knee needs to be right there. What we'll do is we'll go and get some reference for an elephant, but like this actually isn't going to be an elephant when I'm done with it, so it's going to be a different creature because we're somewhere else and we need something a little more interesting. But for now, it's an elephant. There we go. Like that, yeah. Just always got to be cognizant of where your horizon line is. Let's go ahead and start darkening in that a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll use a make a new layer here. And again, I'm just doing this in black and white so we can get everything down. You don't actually have to, you know, start off in color or anything. Look at this. One thing about doing dual monitors is you'll have stuff jumping up on your other screen, so you always got to keep an eye out for that. Yeah, let's create a new layer. There we go. Multiply. There we go. So what we're going to do is, whenever you're looking at anything in real space, whatever's in the foreground always has darker darks, and whatever's in the furthest background has the lightest shades. So that's whenever you're designing stuff like this, that's one thing that you got to do is you got to say, okay, here's my darks, here's my lights. And it's like once you get a interesting piece that has darks and lights, then you're good to go. You know, you always want to think graphically. What does it look like graphically? And what I got here, I got a couple of flags coming off of this because these flags are important to the story, as you'll find out once you buy the book. Again, the book will be live in the spring. Just doing this to get everyone interested. I mean, we're going to have some cool stuff going on here. I want you all to be interested in that first. So get these banners going on here. Something like that, maybe. Maybe not. Oh, I didn't like that. Maybe we'll get some other flags here too. That's another thing. This is in foreground right there. We need to have maybe some big building coming up in the foreground here. We need some more stuff in the foreground. Maybe what we'll do is we'll put something big here in the foreground. See how that goes right there. What else? Do we need to have something? Maybe we need to have like some sort of, you know, bad guys here or something in the foreground. Or is there any bad guys? Yeah. Maybe do something like that. See how that goes. Graphically, that's starting to look pretty cool. And maybe we'll be getting rid of that lake. We'll just have to keep it kind of something going on like that. All right. All right, let's go over here and look and see if we can pull out anything else. I kind of like this guy right here. This one's, let me get the color here so you can actually see what I'm thinking. I'm kind of liking this. Excuse me. Kind of liking that, them buildings right there. If I can get that building and then also have some of this kind of brickwork and tile work, that'd be kind of cool. Get the mixture of the two. I think that would be really cool. Like get some of that and some of that going on. That'd be really cool. Was thinking about throwing in a lake so we could have some of this, but I don't know if there's actually going to be enough room with what I'm doing right now. I want it to be tight, so here we go. Maybe there's go ahead and drop these layers here. Let's start another layer. Here we go. Maybe something back here. Let me multiply this. No, I don't need to multiply. Just, there we go. Maybe something here has been. Something going on here. There's some. Got this guy. Let's see. See how this person goes right here. Got a question here from Burst Films. Buildings. How high do you put the buildings? Well, basically, I'm looking here at the horizon line, and I'm saying, okay, everything behind the horizon line, I want to kind of, you know, it's got to be above that horizon line because that's the edge of the earth, or it needs to be up here on the side of a hill or, you know, something like that. And everything's kind of coming down to that horizon line. And then what you do is all your perspective, once you get to that point, will all come down to your horizon line here. You know, and you'll have different points and where everything comes down to. So basically, if it's above the horizon line, you're going to be looking up at the building. You know, the building will have an angle. There'll be windows coming like this, you know, based upon your perspective, how you're actually doing it. But right here, it'd probably be more like that. So anyway, that's how that would be. Below, if you're below the horizon line and you have buildings down here in the foreground, depends upon where it's at, you know, because you want everything to kind of read together. You know, you use this character here as your reference and you kind of go back from there. Like maybe back here on the ground, there might be a guy and he's this big, right? Well, if he's that big, then the building needs to be something like that, you know? And again, you got to have everything coming down to your horizon line. And then the bottom of the building will come back up to the horizon line. And again, you'll have to pick a, you know, couple of points here and just make sure everything comes down to your points on this building. So you'd basically just do it like that. Hey, we got someone else over here in the Rock 10 Glory. Bob Ross had been Comicsgate, so awesome. Not the style, just soft-spoken, encouraging narration during the creation process. Well, I appreciate that. Nothing wrong with old Bob Ross. Everyone likes Bob Ross, right? I don't have the hair he has. I mean, he's got that big old fro kicking. I ain't got that type of hair. Mine's straight as a board and just sits on your head. It's all thin and stringy. That's the way I've been my whole life. But I mean, if you got that type of hair like Bob Ross, that is awesome. I mean, I would love to have that type of hair, man. You could do almost anything with that. You know, my wife, she's got some nice hair like that. I wish maybe when we have kids, our kid will have a mixture where it's like nice and kinky, but not stringy. Not stringy like mine. Anyway, there we go. Well, thanks for that comment there, Rock 10 Glory. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's get back to these foreground elements here. I'm thinking, not quite sure what's going on here with this one, but it just might be an element that's in the foreground, you know, like coming around a mountain area or something like that, you know. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, we might just do something like that. Maybe that's some rocky area. And we got to kind of show like where it came from. We'll bring this valley, but it won't be in view. It'll be more about this character right here. And we'll probably have some atmosphere and stuff right here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But these guys here, if we're going to have some guys here on the foreground, maybe they got some big old sticks. I don't know. Got some pitchforks or something. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But these are going to be the bad guys. Let's make the, and again, we're just blocking this out right now. Just blocking it out so we know exactly what's going on here. Just trying to get an image. And this is how I would do any concept piece. I just kind of have an idea of what I want, and then you just go flesh it out in the actual drawing. You know, drawing, painting, anything is about exploration. Maybe there's some other ones. We got these kind of things going on here. Might want to, let's bring this down a little bit. Let's just kind of take that and move it. There we go. Maybe something like that. All right. Back to brush, deselect. So, yeah, we're starting to get an image going here now. Maybe get a little lighter brush for back in here because I kind of want to work this area back in here. Maybe there's some sort of building up in here. There's some buildings coming down off the mountain right there. And then way far in the background. That's not it. Let's do a little thing. Yeah, So maybe there's some more mountains that go even higher back in there. That'd be cool. And again, whenever you're at the stage, I mean, you can just, it's best to just do one layer. You don't need multiple layers or anything. Just, yeah, it's starting to look like something right there. That's kind of nice. A little bit darker. Let's just try and get it. Maybe not that dark. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. Again, you know, you want your darkest darks in the foreground. So obviously this thing, this area right here is going to be way up in front here. You know, maybe what we'll have is some plants or something hanging off of it. That'd be fine. You know, flowers or something. That'd be kind of nice. Now, I like my brushes to give me a little bit of texture when I draw or paint, just because it just feels a little better. Like, I don't like it when you just use a plain brush. It tends to, I don't know, just doesn't work for me too well. It's too looking, and my goal with any of these pieces is to actually make it not look computery. I want it to look like I actually did it on my artboard in traditional materials and whatnot. That's really what I want. Okay, so I'm actually liking this. Yeah, got some pitchforks. Maybe what we'll have is a knife here. Maybe there's some other character. We'll have to go in here and figure out what this character looks like here a little bit later. I got a few ideas, but we'll just kind of leave it like this and see how that goes. What we'll do once we get to a certain point is I'll actually break this up into a few different layers to work on. You'll have a foreground, a middle ground, and a background. Always good to work like that. You know, you want to make sure you have good foreground elements, good middle ground, and good background elements. I think maybe what we'll do here is we might we'll do something like that. Let me, yeah, like that. We'll have a few flags flapping in the wind here. I don't want to have any tangents, you know, things touching each other too much. I want overlaps, but don't want to. There we go. Maybe we'll have two flags like that. That'd be kind of cool. Just make this a little softer. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Just have some flags there. Maybe there's another one coming up into here too. There we go. Maybe this is bigger here, and then it goes off into the distance. I don't know. Maybe that's covering up too much of the mountain space. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we won't do one right there. Kind of want to show off that mountain space back there, you know? Just put that back in. I don't really care for that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this right here now. Let's just go ahead. Red Gaze. Hey, Red Gaze. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you coming in and enjoying the live stream. Again, we're just sitting here drawing. We got all sorts of stuff we're going to be trying to do with this piece here. Hopefully we can get it to where, you know, we got something that we can work with within the next hour. We can have a finished piece. I just wanted to show people what it's like to do concept art. And again, this is from the Skits comic, so you actually get to get a little preview of what's going to be going on in the comic. And how cool is that, huh? That's really cool. Any questions, be sure to ask. I don't know if I'm a master, but I've been at it for a long time. I'm actually a lot better with traditional materials, but it doesn't matter. I mean, basically what you do is you get on the computer here and you just do it like you would traditional materials. You know, that's all you got to do. So I'm kind of liking this. Might take some of this stuff and move it to the side a little bit, though. I don't know. Yeah, see that stuff? Kind of get it away from the trunk a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. But you gotta have some really good foreground elements. We'll have to see if we want that to overlay. Now, let me take a drink of my drink here. I'm not used to talking this long. It's been a long time since I've sat around and talked for a long period of time. Might have to give it a rest here after a while. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just say, okay, once we get to a certain point, we'll say enough for the day, and then we'll come back tomorrow and pick it up right where it is. Because I got, just so anyone listen out there, I'm going to be on Sweetcast tonight, which is January 20th, Martin Luther King Day. I'll be on Sweetcast tonight, so I got to save my voice a little bit for him later on tonight. I'll be on around 10 o'clock, 10-ish. I always like that word, 10-ish. So that's what we'll be doing later tonight. So come check us out. The whole Skits crew will be there. You'll have Black Star from Come Get Some. Come Get Some! Maybe she can throw some little mini bows, you know. That'd be cool. Get some mini bow action. I like the mini bows better than the regular bows, but that's just me. But she'll be just a little bitty image with a bunch of us on there, so she'll have to do the mini bows. So hopefully we can, hopefully she can do some mini bows for us. Right here, I'm just trying to do some, thinking maybe there might be some vines or something here in the foreground going up on the side of this rock face that we got going on. That would be kind of cool. Maybe what we'll do is we'll have another little flag starting to come off the screen here. You know, I like to work the edges. Edges are always cool. Might have to bring this pitchfork down a little bit so we can show that background, or maybe not, we'll just see. But I think I got it to a point that I'm really liking here. So maybe what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll call this one a stream, but what I'll do is I'll cut this up tonight into thirds. I'll do a middle ground, foreground, background, and then tomorrow we'll get right back into it and start detailing it out. So I think we'll go ahead and do that. But thanks a lot for everyone. Hey, good to see you. Got some more people in the chat. Thanks a lot for everyone showing up. I mean, this is really my first live stream doing the drawing, so I hope you liked it. But we'll come back, I think, tomorrow, and we'll start detailing this out. So this is a good spot to stop at, and come back tomorrow, and we'll be doing some more to this. Start getting some details and start looking at that background, looking at the city, looking at the mountains and everything. So I really like the way this is working graphically. We got, some nice foreground elements. Looks like we've got our midground here with the elephant and the character there, and then all this background. I think this is going to be really cool, and this will work out really good. Anyway, we'll just call this stream. Again, go get on the Indiegogo. There'll be a link in the description after this goes up. Come check it out, and sign up for skits if you like what you're seeing here. We're going to be doing this a lot all the way up until the launch, which is going to be in the spring. And just come on in and check out what we're doing. And thanks a lot for showing up. Y'all have a good one. Oh, hey, Car Girl. Sorry, you got us right at the end, man. Anyway, we'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to finish up some more of this drawing. So have a good one. Oh, another 5 minutes. Black Star, you want another 5 minutes? Don't go. Sorry. Anyway, you can. We'll see you tonight. Anyway, we'll see you tonight, guys. Thanks a lot for showing up. Come check us out on Sweetcast tonight, and come check us out tomorrow where we continue on with this drawing. Have a good one. Bye.